Hi everyone! I came here today to make a video as I have a lot of people who often come into my streams who are new players. They're always asking for things like, what do you suggest? What is something that I should know as a new player of the game, something that will help me? And I've kind of compiled a couple of things that I think are good to know off the bat or even a little bit into the game, that can help you along your way, that is going to make your journeys a little smoother. One of the things I always like to point out is when you open the map, there's this thing called the legend, and I guess maybe I should use my mouse and keyboard for this one. So let me do that. You're gonna open your map, and on the mouse and keyboard it is X. You're gonna open your legend, and there's this thing here. It's a bunch of different options on the legend, and as a new player you look at these and it's just like, okay, like those are there. As you start playing the game, you start realizing what these things are, like you know them. So if you're ever looking for one of these particular things, one thing the most that I like to point out is when you select region quests, it actually makes them all highlight green. And if you're doing your regionals, you're running around the map, this is really nice to highlight all the regionals and make them green so that you can see them even when you're scrolled out, because if they're not, they don't disappear from your map, but you have to be scrolled in a little further to see them, and that kind of helps you see everything. That really helps with other things too, like crusades and invasions, so you get to see those and where those are at. And basically just, you know, other things that are helpful, soul pyres, side quests, you can see those. So it's really nice to be able to pull that up on the map and, you know, be able to navigate while being really far away instead of being zoomed in close. The other thing that I like pointing out to people is when you are going through the main story and you come to a part, go to a part of the main story, you're gonna need to collect something called Bloodstones. Every player has to do this. If you wish to progress through the main story a little bit past a very important part that a lot of players like to talk about, which is killing Gideon, you need to save something that will actually help you along the way, and that is the boxes that you get from killing bosses. It actually says it, and especially if you are on this quest or after this quest, you'll really understand what I'm saying. This really helps if you're leveling alts and stuff too, is this can also reward additional bloodstones when the relevant quest is complete. So that means if you have some of these in your inventory of the character prior to getting on that quest, the moment you are on the quest, you can open the boxes and obtain bloodstones. This allowed me on this Crusader to have my bloodstone quest done in 15 minutes. I needed about 10 more. I saved as much as I possibly could until my inventory was so full it was incomprehensible by the time I got to that quest, because it is very far in the story mission. So while you're going along, there's really no problem with opening a couple of them, but opening, like, you know, no more than I'd say 5 or 10 might do you a lot of time saving if you open them all right on that quest. So again, mainly players who have already been through this probably already know what I'm talking about. Like I said, good for alts, and if you're a new player just trying to get a step ahead, maybe save a couple of these, and you'll understand once you get there how you saved yourself some time. The other thing that I love to point out, because a lot of people ask, they say, how do I unlock my class level? Class level is... Oh, I'm trying to get to it. I'm trying to look at... I mean, for mine's maxed out, so yeah, mine's maxed out, but it's the thing in the middle of the screen. And basically, it also unlocks the extra skills, which are... Well, no, I was looking right at them. It's these ones down here. And they're passives. They're different for every class, but they're really important For me, as a Crusader, there's Righteous Vigor. I point this out in a different video where, you know, it helps me health every time I land a critical hit. I love that ability, and you don't get it until after you defeated Gideon. I believe you have to be level 30. The side quest is going to appear, and like I said, you can use that trick showing side quests and whatnot. But the side quest is going to appear. It's going to appear in this building in the Overseer's District on the character that you're on. And the first quest, it will start with the name of, I believe, Land or something like that. You can always go, any quests you've already completed, you can always find them. Quest log in the... This one is in... Not South Spirios there. It's South Spirios here. The Hidden Master, I believe, is the first one, yes. So Franco de Luca, I guess he's standing there next to the person who also gives you your estate quest. Tells you to go talk to Arya in the Spirios Library. After that, that quest turns into Chasing Rumors. That quest turns into Lessons of the Past. That quest turns into Tall Tales. Then it turns into Heroic Task, a Lucky Break, the Master's Test. This is the Chaos Glyph one. This is where you have to go to the Null Waste Invasion. It's called Proof of Purpose. Means you're very close to the end. And a lot of people find it hard to get all 20 Chaos Glyphs in one invasion. So if you don't, it's okay. Like, don't feel bad. Don't be like, oh, what the heck? I missed it, kind of. Just wait for the invasion to come around, attend it, kill as many things as you can at the invasion to get as many glyphs, so you can get the invasion, well, the glyphs, the quest complete. That turns, Proof of Purpose turns into the Hollow Tomb. The Hollow Tomb turns into the Price of Power. And that's basically it. That is, once you turn that in, to complete the rite or whatever, you must defeat the Her Body Champ. And once you do that, once you're like, oh my god, I'm on the quest to defeat Her Body Champ, like, you're done. You turn that in. Right after turning that in, boom, it'll pop up, class level unlocked. You level it up by, like, doing regionals and everything else that you've already been doing in the game so far. Side quests and whatnot really help leveling up your class level. That is definitely one of the things that a lot of people are like, how do I start this? Where do I get it? It's right there in Spirio. Next, on things that are great to know, especially as a new player. Essentially, one of your two favorite friends that you're going to see every single day in the game is a limited time merchant and a Starseed exchange lady. The Starseed exchange lady, she looks the same pretty much everywhere you go. You're going to always want to trade gold for Starseed every day. Once you hit level 30, you get the max Starseed exchange, which is 6. So do that every single, even days where you're not playing this game, but if you are like casually playing this game, like you're trying to get really good and really far in this game and stuff, it'll help to just log on for the day and get your Starseed. What else you could also do, usually limited time merchant, very close to a Starseed exchange person. Almost everywhere that you'll find them in the game. Something that I prefer doing because I use a lot of cores, I'm always upgrading my gear and stuff. You need artifact cores to upgrade your gear, and I have a lot of gold because I play a lot and you get a lot of gold if you're doing a lot of open world things and dungeons, stuff like that. You just accumulate a lot of it. Artifact core pouches, you get a purchase quantity of 3 of them every single day. And you can do that on every character too, as well as the Starseed exchange. You can do that on every character. So I'm always buying that every day. Just extra cores I can turn in for gold. Obviously, it's a cap. The other things that the limited time merchant is great for is repair tools in 2 different forms. You can buy it in the form of Starseeds or cores. The cores is unlimited. Starseeds is 1 per day for that amount of Starseeds, as well as a bunch of other great things. Rune scrying scrolls, that's how you figure out what runes are on an item. I'm going to touch base on that in just a second because I'm going to explain why runes are important. But repair tools to repair all different sorts of gear all the way up to S tier. This is a very heavy price of 20,000 cores to pay for repair tools, and that I'm going to explain afterwards, whereas other great places buy repair tools. You can also buy things like your CP reset card and reset your skills. So if you ever feel like you've messed up on your skill points or something like that, you can always buy this stuff here for Starseeds once a day to reset stuff if need be. And a lot of this stuff, like I said, is tradable between characters, if not all of it. I'm not sure if there's anything in here that you can't buy on one character and trade to another. So somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that one if you notice, but I think every single thing at this merchant is purchasable and you're able to give it to a character. It's just the purchase limit is character based. Oh, good reason to have multiple characters. Runes. Why are runes important? Okay, some new players are really confused as to why. You look at the runes, especially when you pull up this menu and you see them at the top and it's like, what do runes do? I do get it. I feel like the game doesn't really show it. So runes are activate accessories that you're gonna get probably later on in the game. Not oh so lucky unless you buy them with Starseeds off the marketplace to just magically find good rings next. So I have an accessory that I've always been aware of, essentially. I mean, I went for white runes essentially because I know that equals accessories that often increase either my critical hit damage or my critical hit rate. And as I mentioned earlier, there's like a class skill that I have that heals me every time I crit. So me critting more and critting harder just kind of makes sense. So obviously I'm going to wear accessories that reflect that and try to make that better. I'm currently wearing a necklace that has taken me everything. Quite literally to succeed in having enough runes. 20 white runes was not easy to situate, as I had to make sure almost all of my pieces of gear had like 3 white runes. I didn't even get lucky with any of my gear having 4 white runes. I only have 1 piece of S tier gear that has a rainbow rune. Rainbow runes, 1 extra rune for every single color. So if you have an item on, it gives you 1 of each rune if it has a rainbow rune. So yeah, I have a lot of things that don't help, like these shoulders. These shoulders have no white runes. They're completely taking up rune space, but they're good shoulders, so I'm wearing them. But if I could change the runes on them, I would. Can you change the runes on an item right now as of September 30th? No. They have spoken about adding something where we can change our runes on items and stuff like that, and that would be really cool. But in the game currently, right now, as I am speaking, there is nothing to be able to change runes. But a lot of my items do have white runes. Really nice, because obviously it is what has helped me obtain the 20 white runes needed to activate the extra. It's like an extra stat, and it is not active unless the runes are there. So there's a 14 rune yellow rune requirement for artifact core gain. Woohoo. That's cool and all, but I don't need that in combat. That does not help me in battle. That is whatever. I do not need to aspire to fill those runes if I do not wish. But having extra 10% crit hit rate is pretty huge. So I really like that, and it's really nice. And basically that brings me back now to repair tools, because as you're situating your gear, figuring out what pieces of gear have what runes, stuff like that, before you upgrade some pieces of your gear, sometimes it's a good idea to buy what I said at the limited time merchant, was rune scrying scroll. And the rune scrying scroll, when you buy it, you can buy 3 a day. You buy it, you put it in your inventory, and when you go to click on an item, if the runes are not already scryed, you hit reveal locked runes would be highlighted there for me if I had a rune scrying scroll in my, right? So basically, you hit that and it just says reveal locked runes. It like asks you, and you hit yes and it does it. And then boom, you would see the runes that are behind it. They'll still be locked. It does not unlock the runes. It shows you what the runes are, so you can make a better decision as to whether or not you want to upgrade that piece of gear and wear it. That's basically it. There are these other magical merchants that you'll discover in your travels, one of the first ones you run into will be down in the jungle. You can use the map legend, as I recommended, I think, to find these people, or just look around the map. They're in a lot of different settlements and places. And I'll show you a couple of them, especially, like I said, the first one. But you use warrior talents that you get starting from the Sundered Sanctuary dungeon, and higher. I get a lot of mine because I run a lot of abyssal dungeons, the timed abyssal dungeons. The regular timed dungeon gives it to you too. Layers do not give you warrior talents. Only dungeons, and not regular Altar of Blood and not regular Infernal Kitchen. Only regular Sundered Sanctuary and higher difficulty. Caverns of Wrath, etc. You get to buy things with this extra currency. And obviously this is a currency. It's after the Bloodstone quest. You need so many of these to continue with the main story quest. It does not consume currency, that quest, by the way. You just need to have so many. And you get to go and purchase some really cool things. You can decide if you want to wear those accessories. They are not the greatest accessories in the world. Don't look at them and be like, wow, I need those. They're cool, I guess, but they are what they are. A lot of people like to save up 700 warrior talents for the artesian repair tool. Because 700 warrior talents versus 20,000 cores, I don't know why, but it just seems cheaper, I think, in everyone's mind. It's really probably the same thing, but it just seems cheaper in everyone's mind. So, buy what you want. I buy mythic upgrade stones. That's a pretty good idea too. And I buy a lot of precise repair tools. That's probably not the best idea. There's also another vendor. It's called the Monster Hunter vendor. And the Monster Hunter vendor is token redemption Monster Hunter, right? This is where you use soul crystals to buy items. Soul crystals you gain by doing like open world things, like killing bosses. You kill bosses out in the open world, and every time you loot their physical body, you get soul crystals. So, that currency is used to just purchase a bunch of other things. Legendary upgrade stones. Another way of buying repair tools. Don't recommend buying these boxes. It's such a random... Now, this is where you can get a really good necklace out of this box. This is the necklace that I'm actually wearing. Yes. So, now, you also get this box off killing the bone dragon itself, but apparently you can also buy the box. And apparently, you could also have a chance at getting my necklace, but you'd still need the runes to activate it. But anyways, you know, it is a really good necklace and stuff, and there's a bunch of other things, but it's not guaranteed. It's just one item at random, so that's 50,000. Now, I think there's a mount in there, isn't there? Isn't it? There's a mount in there. If you want to do that, go ahead. Feel free. Just an FYI, though, it's in there. There's some cosmetics in there and stuff like that. I never buy any of these things. There's some, I think this is S tier crafting, right? Yeah, this is how you are able to learn the recipes for S tier crafting. And there's even some other accessories in here. You know, great. There's a whole bunch of wonderful things. And again, these vendors are found everywhere around Lumios. I'm going to show you basically one of the first places I feel like you're going to run into these vendors, right? You're going to start the game. You're going to start up here in Karzakor, Navarra, right? You're going to run down here about level 30-ish, maybe even prior to that. You're going to find yourself down here in the jungle. And down here in the jungle, you're going to see, it's right here. No, right there. Warrior talent. So there's a warrior talent merchant. Is there a soul crystal? I don't believe there's a soul crystal person there. But there is the warrior talent. So that's one of the first places is Webfoot Village, I feel. I'm not sure. Is there one in like Tristeza or something? Like, I always come up here to the northern area. Wait, token redemption? Okay, that's probably a soul crystal one, you know? So that's one of the first places you'll probably run into the soul crystal, right? Yeah. Let's see here. And yeah, see, in the early places, these these vendors now in Spirios is a pretty early place, right? Spirios, you will find the Monster Hunter vendor right there. There is a Monster Hunter vendor there, the Soul Crystal vendor, right? Warrior Talent, is that there? I don't think there's a war. See, there. I don't know why. Like in a lot of places, they're not together. It seems. But all the way up here where I am in Ostium, they are right next to each other. So I just want to point that out. The token redemption here and the Warrior Talent vendor. One of the why I'm always here because yeah, both those vendors are really close together and it is really, really nice. Here's another thing I want to point out. We're talking about repair tools. Repair tools are nice. Repair tools are gonna help you upgrade your gear and stuff, but there's one other thing in the game that can help you basically repair your gear, and a lot of people don't notice this. And I have a wonderful example for you. I had to wait until I had an example. These are my PvP pants. They're broken. I need to upgrade them. I'm not trying to upgrade them right now because I have a really high fail stack and I'm trying to upgrade something else. But I do need to fix these pants. Now, what do? I don't have a repair tool. I do have 2 other pairs of the same pants. And what do you know? It's giving me the option to use those pants. To repair those pants. Now, notice they're the same name. You cannot use anything that is not the same name. However, let's say I broke one of these purple pants. Let's say I upgraded a purple pant, or I tried to, and it was broken. I could use the legendary pants to fix the purple pants. It doesn't matter about the fortification. Okay, they could be rare 0. They could be mythic 5. I don't think you want to use something that's mythic 5 to repair something else, though. But hey, you know, if your journey leads you to that. What I'm saying is be careful. Be careful. I feel like some people might accidentally do this or something if they're just smacking buttons. If you don't have your gear locked, it will grant it as an option. And if you have something that is a high fortification and you have something else that's the same name and you're just upgrading something else that is the same name, let's say it's got better roll, better runes, you break it and you don't have the other item. If you're wearing it, it's fine. But you should lock it even though you're wearing it. As you can see, I have a lot of my items, they're locked even though I'm wearing them. My hat isn't locked, it should be. But I lock them just in case because you never know if you're accidentally smacking buttons. And yes, you can repair any item with the same item. That is really, really nice. Boom. It's repaired. I can freely upgrade it again and break it again, as I also wish, because I have yet another pair of Usurper's Greaves to do that. So that's really cool. So, one of the last little bits here that I thought would be a nice, neat thing to show off, because I feel like some people don't even know that this place exists. There is a place in Lumios called the Bloodstone Ascent. What is the Bloodstone Ascent? Why is it important? What is there? There's a place called George Ramon's Hideout. The way to get here is after you pass by Spirios, Canyon Gate, Death Trap, Asgra Village, and you keep making your way up. Most people just keep making their way around and kind of ignore this place. So don't ignore this place. There's some really cool stuff here. So you're gonna get here, you're gonna get the telepost, and it's a bit of a walk. Don't know why it's a bit of a walk. I've been walking this back and forth for a while now. I really wish they'd put a telepost closer. I don't know why they haven't, but that's probably the most terrible thing about this place. It used to be, once upon a time, a PvP zone. It is where you will get sent to if you have notoriety and you die in the game. Don't know why, just is a thing. So if you engage in PvP with people and you gain notoriety, you'll end up here at that pyre. Just, I guess, where you belong. But there are 2 very cool things here. Actually 3. Well, there's another soul crystal vendor here, for one. I wonder, does he sell stuff for even cheaper? I guess he does. It seems sus, though. you know, I just wouldn't trust them. I've never used them. I don't know if it's cheaper. I didn't even pay attention, but if it is, I wouldn't trust them. Everyone's sus here. That's the thing you have to remember when you come here. So this guy, he looks really sus, okay? He's an unlicensed enhancer, okay? And he doesn't look like the rest. And you might come here and be like, well, this is cool. This guy charges me gold, and he doesn't use stones. Well, that's cool. Why don't I just upgrade my stuff? Please be careful. If you try to upgrade something here, like, it makes me nervous even being in this menu, and I have S tier gear. For one, you have to unequip the item. It can't be equipped, because what can happen is when you upgrade something, it has the potential to be destroyed on failure. What that means is it will remove it from your inventory and it will be gone forever. There is no way to gain it back. So you can take the chance here to upgrade gear that maybe you don't care about. What a lot of people like to use this enhancer for is they create a fail stack, such as the one that I kind of have right now, 27.5% in the middle of the screen. And it just makes your chance for succeeding, apparently, higher. I always just take it as a 50-50 chance. Every time I upgrade my gear at any enhancer besides this one, either it goes or it doesn't, and I move on with my day. I have that success rate from trying to upgrade my own gear. But a lot of people like to do the fail stacking method, where they take a bunch of gear, like Epic A +5 gear that you get from Abyssals. They break it purposely. You want it to fail at this enhancer. And you get a high fail stack, and then you go to a real enhancer, a regular enhancer, and you try to upgrade your gear with a high fail stack, and it should succeed. Should. You're not wasting any stones. So that's what people see it as. I never have an issue with stones. So I have an issue with cores. And that's why I never use that enhancer in that manner, if at all. I never use him at all. A lot of people like calling him the YOLO enhancer and stuff like that. There is also another vendor here who does not share the same purchase quantity limit as the other limited time merchant. So you can come to both of these merchants every 24 hours. They reset on this one resets in 9 hours, right? And you can buy another free artifact core pouches. You can buy another unbinding scroll and stuff like that. So it's really nice because, you know, if you need to get more of these things or whatever, it's a little more expensive, but in retrospect, it's just being able to buy it again. I've already used this merchant today. I've already bought my extra 3 artifact core pouches. I already bought my extra unbinding scroll. So, yeah. But basically, that's why it says above the merchant, exclusive to Outlaw Village. Is it means that it's different. The Starseed lady's the same. You don't get extra. That would be nice, right? I'd get extra Starseed exchange. But there's also a marketplace manager here. And your PvP vendors are here as well. So there's PvP vendors in Spirios, and there are also PvP vendors here. You can get all your PvP like stuff here. For victory tokens that you win by doing either arenas and battlegrounds and stuff like that. It's also how you join the Court of Ravens Union. You have to come here in order to get the court ring, and if you want to leave the Union, you got to do the same thing. You got to buy it in order to leave. So that's all cool. That's all nice. Right? Let's say you get involved in some PvP. Oh man. You got notoriety. You just ended up at the Outlaw camp. So what happens? You have notoriety. You need to lose your notoriety so you don't, like, get killed by guards in the other cities. Because if your notoriety is beyond 2, the guards in other cities will kill you and send you right back here. And stuff like that. So, one of the things that is great about being in a guild, might I say, an active functioning one who keeps stuff in the depot, is there's a couple things that are good ideas as to why it's good to be in a guild. And so this is definitely for new players and stuff, you know. Karma, why should I join a guild? For one, guilds that let people who are level 25 and under join have a growth supplement thing that increases their attack power by 350 and quest XP by 20% for an hour. So you can pull that out and use it as a limit reset. So mainly you can only pull out one at a time or something like that. And you have to have a little bit, you have to have a contribution point, I guess. And it's got to be stocked by the guild. If it's not stocked up, you can't take it out. Plain and simple. So you can use that to help yourself on your way. That's one reason, you know, to be in a guild early on. After that, the indulgence. You can pull out 3 indulgences, withdrawal limit 3 a week. However, you need to be a veteran of your guild. So if you join a guild, that's one of the reasons to aspire to get a high rank in the guild. So that you can use the guild's depot to get indulgence out in case you do participate in some open world PvP. You do not get notoriety and or fame from engaging in PvP in either Red Basin or arenas. So that's just, you know, if that happens. You also can get memory gems. A purple memory gem, an extra purple memory gem. Don't mind if I do. Right? It's nothing. Doesn't really cost the guild much. If they got it stocked up, they got them in there. Why not take them out? I'm the guild leader, so I'm going to take one. Guild members and above can take this out. So there's a couple different ranks. I believe it starts with initiate, then it's member, then it's veteran, then it's officer, and then ultimately guild leader. So becoming a member or higher is nice to get that extra memory gem. And the time dungeon reward booster. This is the big, you know, this is it. This is what's important. This is what people should aspire to have. And the time dungeon reward booster allows you to get another yellow box from when you're doing the time dungeon. So I do the abyssal dungeon all the time, right? And you see the button where it says add reward count. Now I can't press and hold it because I don't have one to show you with. But it says where it says reward time dungeon conquer chest, it would give me another one. So you get 2 when either the dungeons reset or the weekly reset and stuff like that, right? When they switch over and stuff. You can get another if you use that booster. So really great to be in a guild for that reason. There's one last thing that is super, super important. Basically, if you have multiple characters and you care about your estate, I'm going to show you something with the vendor in the estate that can help you progress faster on other characters because of the limit. Since a lot of this has been all pertaining to about how many limits a day you can buy things and stuff like that, I felt like this was kind of important. I know a lot of people get a little lost with the estate stuff, and it seems really long and daunting. So why it's good to have multiple characters that have estates, in the very least, get them up to that point, you know, right after you defeat Gideon and stuff. You need a lot, like a lot of this construction stone that you buy. It's a very minimal amount of starseeds and construction timber if you want to build things. I am trying to build right now a fountain in my estate, and it's going to look so cool, and it's going to help my capture ability. So I am 116 of 100 for the stone, right? But I need more timber still. And as the days go by, I'll be able to buy more. It's okay. But I want to speed this process up a bit. And I have another character that has an estate. So I already have the plans. I already have the stone. I need more timber. I can't buy any more timber today on this character. What am I going to do? I can go to my other character that I unfortunately don't play much anymore. My mage, my beautiful, gorgeous, my amazing, my mage. And what she is good for now, getting star seeds, buying artifact core pouches that I give to the crusader, and her estate. I at first was interested in building her estate. This was first my main character. Now I don't care so much about her estate. I don't want to build anything on her estate. I don't use this character. My other character needs stuff. She needs that timber. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk up to the merchant that is in this character's estate, and I'm gonna buy those materials. Dun, dun, dun. All the stone, all the timber.
See anything you like?
Estate materials, construction stone, construction timber. And then you simply switch back to your other character, and then your other character has more materials that day. And so you basically can double, triple, quadruple, however much estate material that you're looking to try to get, depending on how many characters you have. This can really help you build a lot of things faster and get the estate filled out, because it is very beneficial to get the estate built up and running and have a bunch of different things. The different stuff that you can build can actually make a difference. I've never really built an estate up before, so I guess I'm gonna have to keep touching base on that with you guys. But now I have more, and I am very, very close to being able to build the fountain pool. So now I'm 72 out of 100. So in the next 2 days, I'll be able to build a fountain pool. Yeah, it'll be really nice. So until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed all those tips and tricks. You know, enjoy unlocking the estate and trying to build things, unlocking your class level, and all the different things that you can buy at vendors, stuff like that. Don't forget about the map, how you can use it to find things, even when you're scrolled out, and pieces of gear that you can use as repair tools. Alright guys, see you around. Make sure that you come by on Twitch if you have any other questions, and if you guys have any other tips or tricks that you want to add to this, you know, something that you feel is just as important. I tried adding things into this video that I felt was really confident that they won't be changing. These are things that have been consistent throughout the time that we've had the game. So, you know, I know that there's a lot of tips and tricks people can give when the game is constantly changing and adapting. We have 2 different versions right now between console and PC and stuff. But this does pertain to PC, and hopefully none of these things should change in the future. But for the record, this is at the end of September of 2021. So if any of these things do change, obviously apologize in advance. And if not, well, correct me if I am wrong. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.